You're lying in bed, 2:17 a.m., phone glow painting your face blue, heart pounding like you just outran a debt collector. You open your banking app, and there it is. That number. $10,000. Saved. Not allocated for next month's rent, not buried under credit card statements. Actual, liquid, yours cash. You did it. After ramen noodles for 6 months, after saying no to your friend's Bali trip, after that side hustle that smelled faintly of despair and printer toner, you feel invincible, like you cracked the code, like the money gods finally noticed you existed. You screenshot it, text your mom, maybe even whisper "screw you" to your old landlord. You're in the game now. Then your phone buzzes. Not a text, an ad. Luxury watch sale, 50% off for our most valuable customers, which apparently is you now. Another buzz, pre-approved credit line increase because you've earned it. Another buzz, your favorite sneaker brand. Treat yourself, you've been so good. Suddenly, that $10,000 doesn't feel like armor. It feels like a bullseye painted on your back. The system noticed you crossed the line, and it's not handing you a trophy, it's handing you a shopping cart. Here's the catch, nobody tells you. Hitting that first real savings milestone, it doesn't make you rich, it makes you target practice. The rules change the second you look stable. And most people, they lose it all within 18 months. Not because they're bad with money, because the game was rigged to take it back the moment you finally had some. Think about it. We're all taught to sprint towards these finish lines. 1K emergency fund, 10K saved, get the degree, pay off the credit card. We pour everything into that sprint. We treat hitting the number like popping a champagne cork at the Olympics. But what if I told you that finish line, it's actually the starting gate for a whole new race? A race where the track is greased with temptation, the other runners are slick salesmen, and the prize isn't a medal, it's staying exactly where you are. The stats don't lie. Federal Reserve data shows nearly 60% of Americans can't cover a $1,000 emergency without debt. But here's the sneaky part. Even when people do build that buffer, they lose it fast. Why? Because scarcity trains us to see money as a problem to solve, not a tool to build with. We survive the drought, then the moment the rain comes, we throw the biggest, wettest party imaginable. We buy the new car to celebrate. We max out the upgraded credit card because we deserve it now. We confuse stability with arrival, and the system loves that. Banks make billions in fees from people who briefly had stability, then slipped. Credit card companies, they don't target the broke, they target the newly stable. That's where the real profit is. You're not broken for falling for it. Honestly, that's almost everyone right now. The game is tuned so most people never wander too far from the starting line. Quick intro before we dive deeper. I'm Ted. I'm not a guru. I'm not here to sell you a course on manifesting Ferraris. I'm just weirdly obsessed with how money actually works. The hidden levers, the quiet traps, the stuff they don't put in the glossy brochures. Consider this channel your backstage pass to the money machine. I'm holding up my hands, tone shifts to dead serious. Disclaimer time. What I'm about to say, it's education, it's entertainment, it's based on research, not magic. I am not a financial advisor. I don't know your weird uncle's will or your crippling fear of goldfish. If you're making big moves, talk to a real advisor who owes you fiduciary duty. Got it? Good. Now let's get back to why your 10K vanishes. Let's break down why this happens. Phase 1, the grind. You're in survival mode. Every dollar is accounted for. Ramen is a food group. Saying no is your superpower. Your brain is wired for scarcity. You see money as a scarce, precious resource to be hoarded like dragon treasure. Then, phase 2, you hit the number. That scarcity mindset doesn't magically vanish. Oh no, it does something dangerous. It flips. After years of deprivation, suddenly having enough feels like permission to splurge. I suffered, I earned this. And that's exactly when the system pounces. Banks don't just hold your money anymore, they analyze it. Apps track your spending patterns. Algorithms see that spike in your account balance, that stability, and whisper, this one's ready. Hit them with the luxury credit card offer, the wealth management seminar invite, the you've unlocked premium spending notification. They're not your friends, they're not even neutral. They're businesses designed to profit from your behavioral shifts. That pre-approved loan isn't a reward, it's a trap door. That exclusive offer isn't flattery. It's the rich tax no one calls a tax. The fee you pay for briefly escaping the rat race before they lure you back in. And because you feel justified, because you deserve it after the ramen years, you don't see the trap. You see a victory lap. Okay, let's talk boring math. The stuff that actually wins. Because emotions lie, algorithms lie, But compound growth? That doesn't lie. Imagine you protect that $10,000. You park it somewhere safe but growing. A boring index fund, a high-yield savings account. Let's be conservative. 5% annual average return. In 10 years, that 10K becomes roughly $16,300, just sitting there, doing its thing. But here's where most people trip. Vanguard's research shows the average investor underperforms the market by about 1.5% every single year. Why? Because they freak out and sell low during dips, or they get greedy and buy high after hype. They let Phase 2 emotions override Phase 1 discipline. They chase the shiny object after they finally have something to lose. The data is clear. The people who build real, lasting wealth aren't geniuses. They're boring. They set rules before the money arrives, and they stick to them like glue, even when the ads scream, "Treat yourself." The system banks on you not being boring. Be boring, win. Let me show you how this plays out. Meet John. John finally paid off $15K in student loans. Felt like a weight lifted. To celebrate, John leased a shiny new car he couldn't really afford, but the dealership said his strong payment history qualified him. He upgraded his apartment, took that Bali trip. 2 years later, back in credit card debt. That $15K win? Gone. Wiped out by the reward phase. Stats back this up. Studies show nearly 70% of people who get windfalls, inheritances, bonuses, lawsuit settlements, are back to their original financial position within 5 years, sometimes worse. Now meet Josh. Josh also hit 10K saved after brutal budgeting. The second that number cleared, Josh did 2 things. First, locked 5K away in a separate, do not touch, actual emergency only account. Second, set up an automatic transfer of the remaining 5K into a low-cost index fund. Josh didn't buy the new phone. Josh bought time. 3 years later, that 5K floor is still there. The invested 5K plus contributions is now over 8K. Josh didn't just keep the win. Josh used it as a launch pad. No flashy car, but now Josh can actually
puts
choose
his money
to
in
take
options.
a lower-paying job
Josh
with
builds
better
a
hours,
solid foundation.
or weather a 3-month job search without panic. That's the difference. John celebrated arrival. Josh built options. So how do you do this right? How do you protect that hard-won number? Here's your no BS playbook. 1. Set the floor immediately. The second you hit your milestone number, 1K, 10K, 50K, lock away 50 to 70% of it. Physically separate it. Different bank account. Label it floor. Touch only if the house is on fire or job is gone. This isn't your fun money. This is your safety net. This is the number that keeps you sleeping at night. Protect it like it's the last lifeboat. 2. Build the growth layer. Take the remaining 30 to 50%, automate 10 to 20% of that into boring, long-term growth before you see it. Index funds, robo-advisor, whatever simplest. Set it and forget it. This money's job isn't to make you rich tomorrow. Its job is to quietly become your future floor. 3. The options layer. Optional but powerful. Only after steps 1 and 2 are locked in, you can allocate a tiny slice, maybe 5%, for actual rewards. Not a car payment, a real reward, a weekend trip, that concert ticket, the fancy coffee maker. But here's the catch. You must predefine the reward before you hit the number. No impulse buys. This layer exists to feed your soul without collapsing your foundation. 4. Be suspicious of "you've earned it" messages. Delete those credit card upgrade emails. Unsubscribe from luxury brand lists. When your bank calls with a special offer, say no thanks and hang up. Your stability is not their opportunity. Treat every sales pitch aimed at your new financial status like a phishing scam, because emotionally, that's exactly what it is. The real catch isn't that money is hard to get. The real catch is that it's harder to keep once you have it. The system is designed for you to win and walk away. It's designed for you to win, celebrate, lose, and start over. Rinse and repeat, generation after generation. That first 10K, 50K, 100K, it's not the finish line. It's the floor, the absolute baseline of your financial dignity. Protecting it isn't greedy. It's not boring. It's revolutionary. Because once you lock in that floor, you stop playing defense. You start playing options. That job you hate, you have the power to leave. That side hustle you love, you can finally fund it. That unexpected bill, it doesn't trigger panic. It simply triggers a transfer from account A to account B. So the next time you hit a number, Feel that rush. Text your mom. Whisper whatever you need to whisper. Then, before you open any other app, before you check any other notification, lock down your floor. Automate your growth. Starve the sales algorithms. Your future self isn't impressed by your new watch. They're impressed that you finally stopped letting the game play you. Protect your first win like it's the foundation of everything that comes next. Because it is. I'm Ted. Stay suspicious, stay bored, and subscribe to Ted.